So page number 91 and 92. Page number 91 and 92 in your official guides. So I have even shared the PDF version of this official guide in the group. Please keep it open on the other window or on the other tab. If you don't have paperback version, if you haven't got paperback version of official guide yet, please keep this PDF open on the other tab. So the writing paper, the writing module lasts 1 hour, what we have just discussed. So you should be able to complete 2 tasks. So task 2 carries more marks than task 1. As we have just, the weightage for task 2 is more than task 1. So academic writing, task 1 is, a report, a kind of report writing. So describe 20 minutes is the time given, but it is not mandatory. It is just suggested time. It's not mandatory. In your real examination, the timer starts from 60 minutes. It doesn't mean, it won't be like, beyond in the first 20 minutes, you should be able to complete the writing task 1 within beyond 20th minute. You can't access the writing task 1. It won't be as such. So you can navigate from writing task 1 to writing task 2 anytime you want during your 60 minutes. Okay, during your 60 minutes of writing task time, you can navigate, you can switch to one task to another task anytime you want. But the suggested time is 20 minutes. These 20 and 40 minutes are suggested as per their weightage. Suggested times by the test maker. So as I have mentioned, you should be able to describe visual information. Okay, the information is going to be presented pictorially, but they should be the information, whatever you understand from such diagrams, must be written in your own words. This is for academic. And 40 minutes, it's an essay writing, write an essay. Okay, so the essay topics may ask you to provide a solution, evaluate a problem, compare and contrast different ideas, challenge an argument or an idea. These are the possible question types. The theme of writing task 2 may have any one of these 4 things. Okay, so based on the specific question tasks, they might be divided in other way. We are going to discuss in short. General training writing. General training, again 20 minutes, again suggested. These 2 are suggested times. The timer again starts from, it may be computer based or paper based. The timer starts from 60 minutes. So for paper based student, there will be large screens on which the timer runs. The screen shows the clear time, 60 minutes for the students. Okay, in that particular examination hall whenever you give paper based test. So for computer based test, in the top right corner, okay, you will see the timer for each module. So respond to given situation, you should be able to write a letter. Mostly it's a letter writing. There won't be any other types. You may be asked to request the information or explain a situation. 40 minutes, write an essay in response to the point, view, argument, or a problem. So these are the main topics on which you can get a general training writing task. There is no much difference in writing task 2 of, much difference between writing task 2 between general general and also academic. You should be able to memorize wide variety of responses, and you should be able to get as many of your responses as you can corrected. You have to get them corrected as many as you can. The strategies to handle the questions are absolutely same for both for both academic and general students in case of writing. So the only major difference, okay, is that letter writing for general students in case of writing task 1, whereas describing a visual information for academic writing task 1. The next one. So assessment criteria. The assessment criteria is task achievement, task response. So based on which your response is going to be scored, right? That's the assessment criteria. All these four, equally important. So task achievement, task response, coherence and cohesion, and the last one is lexical resource. Task achievement is like, did you answer the question fully and write sufficient number of words? Whether you have written sufficient number of words in your response, whether you have written, whether you have, handled the question fully, whether you have missed any subparts of the question. Right? Writing task one will always contain a standard if it is academic. Right? The standard instruction summarize the information and also make comparison very relevant. So in your response, there must be summary paragraph, comparison sentence structures also, and key details. So all these things must be in your writing task one response. So that's what examiner checks, whether you have written what the question is asking in your response or not, whether you have written, and also whether you have written sufficient number of words or not. And then task response, majorly somehow you can say, content. Okay, did you address all the points of the question? Did you provide balanced argument, support your ideas, evidence, examples? So whatever the ideas you have written relevant to the questions or not. Did you write at least 250 words or not, based on which your content score is given. Task response score is going to be given. So coherence and cohesion. So your ideas must be logically connected. Coherence is giving overall clear sense, clear meaning. Overall clear meaning if you have written a set of ideas. Cohesion means sticking to the topic. Both are almost the same. Sticking to the topic. So if you won't stick to the topic, you can't write a coherent response. If you won't stick to the topic, there might be some irrelevant sentences in a particular paragraph, making the whole paragraph, irrelevant, non-coherent. A coherent paragraph, definitely due to cohesion. As you have stick to the topic, you are able to write an overall meaningful paragraph which is giving overall clear sense, right? Is your writing easy to understand doesn't mean you have to write basic vocabulary and basic sentence structure. Okay, so even you use complex sentence structures, advanced vocabulary. Although you use complex sentence structures and advanced vocabulary, they must be relevant and they must be grammatically correct. As long as the sentences are grammatically correct, they are easy to understand for the examiners. Easy to understand is for the examiner. When they are easy to understand for the examiners, if the content is grammatically correct. If it is not grammatically correct, it's really tough for the examiners to understand what exactly the student wants to convey by such stuff, such writing stuff. Easy to understand doesn't mean you have to use basic vocabulary and basic sentence structures. Right? A substandard response doesn't mean to present a substandard with basic vocabulary and basic sentences. It gives a meaning. You can use complex and advanced vocabulary and sentence structures, but as a part of grammatically correct sentences, then that's going to be easier for the examiners to understand. That's what it means. Are your ideas well organized and clearly linked? Yes. Logical connection, giving overall clear sense, sticking to the topic, gives you necessary score for coherence and cohesion of your response. And lexical resource, examiner always expect the students to use advanced vocabulary, less frequency vocabulary, wide variety of vocabulary as per the content you want to present, apt vocabulary as a part of grammatically correct sentences. So there should not be any wrong usage of vocabulary. For example, the students always feel impactful and influential interchangeable. No, it's not always true. Based on the usage, right? Based on the meaning you want to convey, the word choice would be different. Okay. So all the synonyms, synonym means similar meaning. Doesn't give any sense that exact meaning. So usage may be difference. You can find usage difference. Okay, when you use them as part of sentences. So for example, impact and influence. Whenever you use impact and influence as verbs, so Norman English has impacted the modern English. It is actually influence. Impact may have a meaning in some contexts, may take a meaning like influence in some context, but in this specific context, you should not use impact. For better accuracy, you have to use influence. Norman English influenced the modern English. Got my point? So these things can be learned by continuous practice, getting more and more doubts clarified frequently, reading through the wide variety of content from international journals and magazines. Right? Yeah. Grammatical range and accuracy. All the sentences must be grammatically correct. Okay. So they are the assessment criteria based on which your response is going to be scored. How can I improve my writing paper score? You can improve your score by making sure you answer each question fully, whether you answer each question fully, remembering the test tip we are gonna discuss in next. Writing skills you need to practice in order to achieve your best score. In your responses, please make sure your response must be written in a formal way, in paragraphs. Never use bullet points. Never go with numbering the points. Never go with side headings and main headings and all. Never use, scratch work kind of phrases or abbreviations. Okay. So studying all aspects of English, including vocabulary and grammar, will help you to improve your score. Right. So let's get started with writing task 2. Is it clear, buddies? Writing task 2 is common for both general and academic, right? So let me start. I think Hardik, are you done with writing module?
Yes, sir, but not for this.
Not in the beginning, I think.
Yes,
You might have joined in the middle of writing. Okay, no issues. Yeah.
yes.
So I don't know whether you have attended when I discussed the first writing task to model, agree disagree kind of essay. So for today, we are going to write responses for different types of question, different writing task to questions on screen. Apart from covering some content from the official guide, this is for letter writing task. So let me introduce the writing task to first with an example question. Okay, your writing task 2 contains majorly 3 parts. So first one is the topic. The first part is topic of writing task 2. Okay. The second is the question, follow-up question. Right. And the third major part is general instructions. how to deal with the question can be understood if you look through these general instructions. Okay, so part 1 is topic. Every writing task to contain these 3 parts for sure. Topic followed by a question and general instructions, specific task instructions. So you should use your own ideas, knowledge, experience, support your arguments with examples and relevant evidence. Right? Okay. And in your real examination, when you will be indicated to attempt the writing task, if it is paper-based test, writing is the first module you will be asked to attempt. Right? Writing is the first module you will be asked to attempt. In case of paper-based test, it lasts for 1 hour. And then listening, reading. If it is computer-based test, the first is listening, next is reading. The last module, the last section you will be asked to attempt is writing section when it comes to computer-based test. Listening 30 minutes, reading 1 hour, writing again another hour. Right? Listening 40 minutes in case of paper-based test, reading again 1 hour. Is it clear, buddies? Are you all with me? So in case of computer-based test, writing is the last module you will be asked to attempt, whereas paper-based tests, the writing is the first module you will be indicated to attempt. Clear? So let's understand some basic information and all. So the same information has been recapitulated on this first page, page number 119, if I'm not wrong. Please keep this open on the other window or on the other tab. We will do some tasks from this official guide for now. Writing task 2 consists of 1 or 2 statements on the topic what I have just shown. Right? The part 1. Next, the specific task or question. There will be the question following the topic, and the types of the idea you need to include in your answer. General instructions. This is the part 3. Majorly, there will be 3 parts in your writing task. So the writing task 2, specific task instructions and the questions may contain different vocabulary, and this exercise, this 1.1 exercise can make you to understand, make you how to understand such phrases or vocabulary which are going to be part of writing task 2 question. Okay. So in writing task 2 question following the topic question or the general instructions, the third part may contain this sort of vocabulary, this type of vocabulary. Maybe to what extent positive trend. Most of this vocabulary can be seen in the question following question. Right, a question following the topic. Right. So each of these phrases or words must be matched to correct meaning given from A to H. Okay. Right. For example, to what extent? How do we have to understand to what extent? To what extent means? Buddies. So where is its meaning? from A to H. Guys, what exactly meant by what extent? I think somebody has responded. No? To what extent means how far or how much? Is it clear? So whenever you find out a phrase like what extent as a part of question of writing task 2, you should be able to understand its meaning like how far or how much. Clear? Next, positive trend. Positive trend. Positive trend means advantageous or something. Change for a better. Am I right? A change for the better. The third one, factor. Factor means
H.
an element or a condition.
Yes.
Of course, if you feel doubtful, just keep it aside for some time. An approach. Approach means a method. Any option consists of meaning like method? Means, yes. Okay. To regard. To regard.
Connect to the topic A.
You said something, buddy. To regard. To regard
A.
means to consider or something. Is it to consider? No. We have different sides. Regard means it doesn't give any sense like different sides. So D is not the one. Okay, keep it aside forever. Next. Your voice is not audible, Hardik. Okay. To outline. To outline means give summary of. Give important information of, right? 6B. To discuss. Discuss means consider different sides. Okay. Relevant means related, connected to the topic. Now we are left with factor. Factor, definitely it's a noun, so I need a kind of element. Yes. So to regard means a verb. Should be matched to verbs only, to view or a judge. So this is 5. H is a noun, factor 3. So yeah, factor means it can be an element or condition. If the factor is the word is actually part of the question, you should be able to understand its meaning like an element or condition. What are the factors affecting in achieving happiness? Okay, what are the elements or conditions in achieving happiness? To regard. To regard means view or a judge. To view or judge. Is it clear, guys? Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, try to estimate possible questions for the topics given here. So each topic can be followed by more than one type of question, more than one question given in this box. So let me do the first one for you. Children have to be educated, but they also have to be allowed to learn things for themselves. So what is the possible question? The questions may be given in different ways, buddy. It's just to have an idea. Okay, in your real examination, the topic may not be as simple as we think. He may gives you a situation, complete situation. The question may be surprising sometimes. You expect agree or disagree, but under the topic you may find advantages, disadvantages, or cause and effects or something of that sort. Right? Yeah. Children have to be educated, but they also have to be allowed to learn things for themselves. So can I go with this question? What are the advantages and disadvantages of each system? There are no systems at all. So A goes out. Discuss both statements and give your opinion. Are they, can you see both statements? Are there two statements there?
Yes.
You can't separately see the statement children have to be educated. They also have to be allowed to learn things for themselves. So can you describe children have to be educated in a separate paragraph solely? But the theme is not whether children have to be educated or not, or so on the whole it's a single idea, frankly. I don't think discuss both statements. If the question is there like discuss both statements and give your opinion for this first topic, so one paragraph must be allocated children have to be educated or something. No. Another one, they have to learn the things themselves. Can I go as such? So one paragraph, the things should be learned. Okay, some of the things in their life must be learned by themselves, and the rest must be through education. Can I go with B or not? Let's see any other. I don't think so. B would be best fit. If you won't see any other, we will just resort to B then. To what extent do you think this is a positive trend? No. How realistic do you think this is? Can I go with D? I think it would be. How realistic it is. Children should be learn some life skills, survival skills themselves. Right? You can go with D. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this view? I hope you can also be follow-up question for this first one. Overall, I can consider it's a single view. Children have to be educated. Apart from that, they should also learn some survival or life skills themselves. Next, advertisements spoil our enjoyment of today's entertainment. I think that I can clearly see two clear statements. First one, advertisements are spoiling our enjoyment of today's entertainment. Second one, adverts are often more enjoyable than the programs they interrupt. This is the question that can be discuss both statements, right? Any other? No. B is the best.
Also E.
Hardik, you are saying something also?
E.
E. So it's not a
Yeah.
single view, no, buddy. There are two views. Have you got my point? This view means which view? There are two views, right? Okay. This is not a great skill to, to write a better response for questions in your examination. It is just to understand. Okay. Just for your knowledge. Yeah. The world would be a happier place if we all enjoyed our work. Huh. How realistic it is? How realistic do you think this is? The world would be a happier place if we all enjoyed our work. The next one, computers allow us to stay connected with each other. However, there are again two views, both the ideas, both statements. However, they also encourage people not to go out and socialize. If the question E has been given with both the statements, instead of this view, both the statements, E can also be possible follow-up question for fourth one and also second one. Okay. To what extent do you agree or disagree with both the statements? Then That question can be a follow-up question for second and fourth. The next one, some countries reduce inner city traffic by increasing public transport. Others impose a tax on people who drive in the city. So I can see each system here. What are the advantages and disadvantages of each system? Next, nowadays more people are traveling to remote places. Spreading their own language and culture as a result. So is it a positive trend or a negative trend? So again, is it also about single idea? Okay, so it's just for your knowledge. It is not going to contribute to ideas for different questions at all. It is just to understand. So in your real examination, the questions and the topic may be unusual. You feel unusual. Examination, the topics are absolutely general, right? I'll show you. So if this is a question, this is not at all an easy one as it seems. Okay, the ease of international travel and spread of various kinds of mass media all over the world have made it more possible than ever for people to know how other people live in other countries. You have been provided with situation. Due to this situation, are there any advantages and disadvantages? Please explain. So students tend to write ease of international travel and spread of various kinds of mass media in their responses and forget about the real thing to address in their responses. The question is not asking you to talk about, to write about ease of international travel and spread of various kinds of mass media. How these two things are actually making the people to know more about other countries' people and how they are advantages, how they are disadvantages if people know more about other countries' people due to these ease of international travel and mass media. That's the question. But the students always end up writing ease of international travel, split of various kinds of, and making them to get only 5 or 5.5. Even they have written. So it's not at all easy, to estimate exact follow-up question for any major topic. So they might be, may or may not be as easy as you think. Okay, you need specific practice, sufficient practice in this direction. So try to write wide variety of responses for different questions. Okay. And let me suggest you a website on which you can see recent real writing task 2 questions. So the old students might know. So this is the website in which you can see recent real writing task 2 questions. So these are the questions you have to write responses for and share with me, get them corrected. You can share responses for any writing task 2 question and I'll try to correct it and share with you corrected version as soon as I can. Okay. So apart from memorizing sophisticated responses from the PDFs I share, you should also write responses for recent real questions and get them corrected. Okay. Let me share this website link on the group. The new students must be included to another group. So please ping me on my WhatsApp. If there are new students, please don't forget to contact me. Okay, this is the group. So if you ping me on my WhatsApp, I'm gonna share the group link so that you are going to be automatically included to this group and all the things are going to be checked out, whatever I share. But the new students are not responding at all. I don't know why. Oh, new students have already left. Cool, no issues. Right, I have even shared the related link. So in case of writing task 2, what are the things you must do? Memorize the sophisticated responses. Try to follow the strategies which are going to be discussed in the classroom. And write down the responses for the questions you will see on examword.com. You know, they are recent real questions and get them corrected. These are the 3 things you must do to find score improvement in your writing class. Okay.